Welcome back to Math Families. Today we are going to have a new objective. Room 10, this is going to be new material for you, but Miss Zach and Miss Chrisan's class, this is going to be review material for you. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Today's objective, I will be able to put together and take apart problems to solve for the unknown part. Great. Now let's go ahead and go on to our math vocabulary. First up is solution. Solution is another word for answer. And remember, our solution is not always the total or the whole. All right. Addend. Addend is another word for part in addition. This is the first addend. This is the second addend. This is the whole or total. Let's review that again. First addend, second addend, whole or total. Remember, addition in math is when we add parts. So don't be afraid of the word addition. Our last math vocabulary, whole. Whole is another word for total. Let's dive into our warm-up. Our number sentence reads, 5 minus 3 equals mystery number. What do you think our mystery number is? Go ahead and pause. Tell a friend or a family member. That's correct. The solution is 2. How would we say this as an addition sentence? Go ahead and pause. Tell a friend or a family member. Great job. That's correct. It would be 3 plus 2 equals 5. Did we solve for a part or a whole? Go ahead and pause. Tell a friend or a family member. That's correct. We solved for a missing part. Moving on to our starter problem, let's go ahead and read. There are 8 juice boxes in the lunch bin. Some children drink their juice. Now there are only 5 juice boxes. How many juice boxes were taken from the lunch bin? Remember, great mathematicians always go back and reread. So let's do that. There are 8 juice boxes in the lunch bin. Some children drink their juice. Now there are only 5 juice boxes. How many juice boxes were taken from the lunch bin? Pause here and tell someone how you would solve this. I know that the whole is 8 because it says there are 8 juice boxes in the lunch bin. So count with me as I draw. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm going to circle 5. Why did I do that? Tell a friend or a family member. That's correct. I circled 5 because it says that there are only 5 juice boxes. So my group right here represents the 5 juice boxes that are left. So if these are the 5 juice boxes that are left, how many juice boxes were taken from the lunch bin? Go ahead and pause and tell a friend or a family member. That's correct. 3 juice boxes were taken from the lunch bin, and I'm going to draw a green line across the 3 lines to show that those were the 3 juice boxes that were taken from the lunch bin. Great. Now, let's go ahead and fill in our number bond. What is our whole or our total? That's correct. It is 8, so we're going to fill it in with 8. What are our 2 parts? That's correct. 5 to show the 5 juice boxes that were left in the bin, and then 3 to show the 3 juice boxes that were taken. That was our mystery number. So I'm going to go ahead and put a question mark right there. Moving on to the number sentences. We have two number sentences right here so that we can think about the relationship between addition and subtraction. So let's go ahead and get started with our subtraction sentence. Use our story to help you fill out your subtraction sentence. Watch me as I show you. There are 8 juice boxes in the lunch bin. That's my whole or my total, and I'm going to put it there because that's what we started with. Some children drink their juice. Okay, so then I'm going to leave that box blank, and now there are only 5 juice boxes left. Great, so now I'm going to fill it in with the 5, and I'm going to do that because that's what was left at the end. This is new, and this is a little bit tricky for some friends. So we're going to go ahead and think about that again. There are 8 juice boxes in the lunch bin. Some children drink their juice, and now there are only 5 juice boxes. Great. Now let's go ahead and fill in our addition sentence. How would you fill in this addition sentence? Go ahead and talk to a friend or a family member. Now let's work on our addition sentences. I know that there are 8 juice boxes total. Now, going back to the beginning of our addition sentence here, some kids drink juice, so I'm going to leave this box blank. And next, I find out that there are only 5 juice boxes left. Looking back at my picture and number bond, I see that my missing part is 3. 3 represents the juice boxes that were taken, which we didn't know at the beginning. And then also, it's the missing part in our subtraction sentence as well. To finish up our starter problem, let's go ahead and answer our question, which was, how many juice boxes were taken from the lunch bin? Here in our last box right here, you can see that I pre-wrote out our sentence already. How many juice boxes were taken from the lunch bin? We know that there were 3 juice boxes taken from the lunch bin. Remember to always answer in a full, complete sentence when answering a question. You can restate it, and also do not forget your units, which is juice boxes, and our solution, 3. Remember, our solution is not always the total or the whole. Moving on to the teacher model, go ahead and take a look at the screen. Take a look at the number bond. Now let's focus on the number bond. There are 8 apples. One part has 5 red apples, and the other part are green apples. On your own or with a family member at home, make a number bond to find out how many apples are green. Remember to label the whole number bond, even the mystery part. Use a math drawing to show how you can solve for the mystery number. Pause right here, and when you are done with the picture and the number bond, press play. Great, now that you're back, let's go ahead and draw this picture together. We're going to start by drawing 8 lines because that's our whole or our total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great. Next, I'm going to go ahead and circle 5 because we know that 5 of these apples are red. So how many apples are green based on our picture? That's correct. There are 3 green apples. Now I wanted to go ahead and bring your attention to our 2 number sentences we have here. My friend James wrote 5 plus blank equals 8, and my friend Lily wrote 8 minus 5. It's important to think about these number sentences because we're going to see how they relate to number lines. let's go ahead and get started, and let's take a look at James's number sentence first, which was 5 plus blank equals 8. For this, we are going to go ahead and start at 5 and jump all the way up to 8. So put your finger on 5. Now we're going to jump to 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. And we counted on, or we jumped on, because this is an addition sentence. Next, let's go ahead and do Lily's number sentence. For this, we are going to start at 8 and we are going to jump back or count back. And we're going to do 5 jumps because this number right here tells me to jump 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. Now let's go back to James's number sentence. Remember with James, we started at 5 and we counted on, or we jumped on up to 8. We did how many jumps? 1, 2, 3. We did 3 jumps. So I'm going to go ahead and fill that in right here. Great. Now let's go to Lily's number sentence. And remember with Lily, we started at 8 and we jumped back, or we counted back. Let's see how many jumps she did. She did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that number right there. And it took us all the way, so the 5 jumps took us all the way to 3. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down. So even though James and Lily used different number sentences, did they get the same answer? Yeah, they did. So now my question for you, my friend, is which was a faster or more efficient way to solve? Counting on or counting back? Take a look at our jumps. Tell a friend or a family member. That's correct. Counting up is much quicker and much more efficient because you only need 3 jumps to get to 8. We are almost done. We have one last part to do. Take a look at the sentence at the bottom right here. Remember, our job earlier was to figure out how many apples were green, and we knew that 5 were red. Now we know that 3 are green. So I'm going to go ahead and write that in. Always use a complete sentence to answer the question, and always remember your units. Our unit is green apples, and our solution is 3. Again, our solution is not always the whole or the total. In this case, our solution was the part. For the next part of the math lesson, we are going to do a practice problem together. You can pause the video right here and take a look at the screen and solve this on your own or with a family member first before doing this with me. Great. Welcome back. Just like we did in the other problem, we are going to take a look at the number bond, and we're going to go ahead and use pictures to help us figure out the number bond, and then we will move on to the number sentences. So it looks like I have 7 balloons, and there are 3 balloons that are pink, and the other part of the balloons are orange. So we're going to go ahead and start off with drawing our 7 to show the hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And just like we did with our other problem, we're going to circle the part that we do know. So I'm going to go ahead and circle 3. Great. So based on the picture, if 3 right here in this group represents the pink balloons, how many orange balloons do we have? That's correct. There are 4 balloons that are orange. Now bring your eyes over to our number sentences. Just like we did in the other problem, we're going to go ahead and read 3 plus blank equals 7. 7 minus 3 equals blank. Starting first with our count on strategy. Let's try this. Remember, we start at 3 and then we count all the way up to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many jumps did I do? That's correct. I did 4 jumps. Now, let's move to our count back or jump back strategy. Remember with this one, we jump back. So we're going to go ahead and start at 7. And we're going to do 3 jumps. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I landed at which number? That's correct. I landed at 4. Now that we have finished our number sentences and we have finished using the count on and the count back strategy on a number line, which strategy is more efficient or helps you solve more quickly? Remember to think about the jumps that you had to do. Go ahead and pause. Tell a friend or a family member which strategy, either count on or count back, you thought was more efficient and helped you count more quickly. That's correct. So in this problem, counting back was a lot easier and shorter than counting on because we only did 3 jumps compared to the 4 jumps. Great job, first grade.